On behalf of our incredible sponsors, Dell Technologies and Intel, we'd like to wish you a very warm welcome for what I am certain will be a very informative and educational session.
I think we've been through a lot in the last 1.5 years, right? So we should all give credit to ourselves how we managed that. And I think as women, we don't notice sometimes how much we have accomplished at all fronts, like work, family, and all. And myself being in a technology company, we see technology fueling the transformation journey. And the topic of innovation is becoming once again the center of companies' growth agendas. So I'm truly looking forward for our interactive discussion today, sharing our work and learn from anywhere experience, how we adapted to these new ways of working differently, but maybe similarly in our own ways.
From my perspective, personally, it's really helped me sharpen being multi-purposeful and being multi-skilled as a leader. You are professional, you will produce outputs, and if there's a problem with the outputs, then as a leader, get involved. It's not clockwork. It shouldn't be if you're physically seen, then you are assumed to be working. It should actually be output driven.
Before COVID-19, there was a common perception that agile teams needed to be face-to-face to work effectively or to get results quickly. Then COVID-19 arrived and all of that was now being challenged. How do you still continue to work in an agile way, delivering your digital product with everyone sitting in different locations, actually sitting at home?
There's a level of maturity that we expect of our staff, right? There's a level of maturity in terms of digital working, being remote, that we expect our people to have. I mean, one of the challenges we have is colleagues of ours are in a position where they don't have that. They perhaps don't have a formal desk and a place to work. Is almost an expectation, and yet we've had to become a little bit more sensitive to how we allow people to be socially disadvantaged from others and how do they deal with the workplace. So that's certainly something that we've had to embrace.
Not everybody wants to work remotely. Not everybody wants the flexibility. Not everybody is prone to working in these type of more unstructured environments. Before remote work, we could literally go and almost like switch off family time and switch on work time. We can't do that anymore. And I think what I see the challenge is that not all people managers are equipped to do this. Okay, and leadership is something that we cannot necessarily teach.
The new grads coming into the industry and how they feel they don't have mentors and coaches anymore sitting side by side, and they can't go to meetings side by side with you, and learn from you, and how important that is to reach out to your team members and actually provide that mentoring and coaching and sales training.
It's really trying to push through, getting introduced when everyone is still trying to figure out this new world and people are often not camera ready. So, I've created a lot of relationships with people that some of them I haven't seen their faces. You're not really sure that if you were to walk in the shopping center, if you will be able to identify the person.
It's also thought that work from anywhere and the lockdowns have hit women harder than men.
Being office-based, I would leave home very early in the morning, hardly saw my kids, worked till very late, come home, and most of the time they'll already be in bed and I'll just check homework and sign and so forth. What I've seen is with COVID and us being able to work from home, I've been able to shift out boundaries that work had placed on my family life.
During COVID, it was online schooling. It was just chaos. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, but does it really matter? If it's not perfect, I can still hear your point. Yes, it's noise in your background, but there's so much more to life than that. And if you can still deliver what we need from you, and we know your circumstances, how do we support you to better work within that construct?
So, I had to master Teams, I had to master Zoom in ways that I never knew before. I've had so many funny incidents. I've had meetings with individuals where they've been using some of the filters and, the filters have created some amusement because you realize that the eyebrows are moving faster than the others and the eyebrows are up here, but there's a second set of eyebrows. If I could give credit to one new tool that I really embraced, it was my Bose headset that I'm wearing right now. So yeah, absolutely. Technology became a friend, let me put it that way.
We use Teams a lot for meetings, for file sharing. We use a bit of SharePoint as well, but it's mostly Teams. We use Jira for Kanbans. So the stand-ups that we would physically have in the office, we now have virtual stand-ups, and we have things like Jira for Kanban and stuff like that. For collaboration, for your whiteboard collaboration tools, we use tools like Miro. It's not the same effect as it was in the office, but I think, we have adapted.
When it comes to customers, what customers are looking at right now is just fast tracking everything digital. This is about, I want to digitize my workplace. What can you do, Accenture, to make that happen? I want to relook at my digital models, and I want to look at how to redo my prioritization framework and rebuild my roadmaps, because I just want to improve and increase my functionality, because there's such a high demand coming from business to be able to do that.
Technology is good as the people that are using it, which is very important. It's not about the knowledge of who those people are working on it. It's also about business. We need to make sure that every technology that is being bought, we have buy-in from business, and we can be able to leverage it in order to make best informed decisions on it.
These sessions where we get to connect and network with people outside of our immediate circles is so important, because you learn so much and you actually get energized from these conversations, because you know what, you start thinking, there's a tribe that actually I belong to. Other people are struggling through the exact same things that I'm struggling with. Ladies, thank you so much for the privilege of your time. I hope that you all have a phenomenal afternoon. Thank you for joining us today.